אנחנו ילדים שלך, והשם יתברך תמיד אוהב אותי ותמיד יהיה לי רק טוב. כי השם יתברך תמיד אוהב אותי ותמיד יהיה לי רק טוב, ויהיה לי עוד יותר טוב ועוד יותר טוב, עוד יותר טוב ועוד יותר טוב, עוד יותר טוב, עוד יותר טוב, ותמיד יהיה לי רק טוב. כי השם יתברך תמיד אוהב אותי ותמיד יהיה לי רק טוב. השם יתברך תמיד אוהב אותי ותמיד יהיה לי רק טוב, ויהיה לי עוד יותר טוב ועוד יותר טוב ועוד יותר טוב ועוד יותר טוב, עוד יותר טוב ועוד יותר טוב, ותמיד יהיה לי רק טוב. Bezat Hashem, we're here in Shar Yichud, Tuesday night, Chabura, B'yam Darkecha, Rachel and Leah, we're back on track, break from the holidays, and get back into the nitty-gritty of what's going on inside the Jewish soul, and how to understand the ways of ourselves, how Hashem reveals His light to us, what situations we find ourselves in, and how to find Hashem there, how to do what's needed of us, Ben Adam leMakom, Ben Adam leChaviro, right? And even Ben Adam le'atzmo. Person to himself, that's mainly maybe the most important. Like Rav Kluger says, which we're going to get into his book. Soon we're going to get into Rav Kluger's book in about 60 pages, less, 40 pages. Bezat Hashem. We're working on getting the Rebbe to come visit us too, Rav Avram C. Kluger. It's already in the talkings. He's heard about it already. Bezat Hashem, daven for it, because to have a big tzaddik like that come out of his way from Beit Shemesh to come visit us, because we're going to start the Chabur and his teachings, that doesn't happen for everybody. So Rav Moshe Yidel's Rebbe. Oh, that's it. Bezat Hashem. With that said, this shir is also the Ilul Nishmat Rav Yitzchak Shimon ben Avram Shmaya, which is Rav Moshe Yidel's father that just passed away, and also his mother, Rabbanit Shendel, Bat Rav Chaim David. Bezat Hashem. And all of the Chayalim, may they have Atzlacha, no matter where they find themselves. Clearly we know that we have them all over the world, because we reach far, right? So wherever there's someone across the world protecting Am Yisrael, may they have success. Any of the captives, may they come home soon. Anybody who needs refuah, may they have refuah soon. Anybody who needs a zivug, may they have a zivug soon. And shefa and parnasa and osher and simcha, all the good things, all the shefa and bracha. And a safe journey for Rachel Sarah Bat Ora, Bezat Hashem. May she have a yerida letzorech aliyah, may it be short, and may she buy another return ticket, because the return ticket's always the one that brings you home to Israel. Bezat Hashem. Where we were up to in B'yam Darkecha Rachel and Leah, again, this is a book about two different types of neshamot. The Arizal explains that all of the souls of Israel come from the Shekhinah, and the Shekhinah is made up of Rachel and Leah. For those of you who know Tikkun Chatzot, so then you know there's times that you have Rachel and Leah, and there's times that you only have Leah, and there's times you only do Rachel, right? All these different formats of Tikkun Chatzot, and what's called rectifying the Shekhinah. So too, the souls of Israel, if we make up the Shekhinah, and we come from either side, either Rachel or Leah, meaning most of us are dominant to one way, but a lot of us have overlap, and a lot of us experience different situations, and it also deals with relativity. That I could be a very Rachel soul, meaning I'm more focused on my emotions and finding the light of Hashem in the situation, right? And the pleasure and the delight of being connected to HaKadosh Baruch Hu, and it's hard for me to go through processes, and it's hard for me to be consistent all the time. I have to feel it, it has to feel good, right? If I'm from that soul, So then there's certain ways that I need to act in this world, right? There's certain ways that I need to tap into the light of Hashem, and it's not like the Leah souls who are more systematic, more in the process, more put together, more thought-oriented and intellectual, right? Less about their emotions, less swayed with mood swings. They're more consistent with their avodah. Two different types of people that have two different ways of serving Hashem, and they could change, meaning I could be a very Rachel dominant person, but when I'm next to my Rebbe, I become Leah, or vice versa, right? However it is, it depends on the person, it depends on the relationship, and the situation where you're both holding at that time. So B'ezrat Hashem Yitbarach, we're going to continue. We're in a chapter that's mainly focusing in the third chapter, on page Lamed Vav, where we're in a part of the book that's dealing with how does Rachel deal with situations when the light is gone, when the light is taken away. Again, their Rachel souls work off of the light. They get their vitality and their push from having light and experiencing the light of HaKadosh Baruch Hu. But by nature of things, like the video we just showed of Rav Yitzchak Abu Chatzera, right, that there's Ratzov V'Shov. There's a run and there's a retreat. There's running and returning, right? So life is about the up and down. And Rav Yitzchak beautifully said right now, just to give it over shortly, that in everything we have this. We have this materialistically, we have this with our connection to our rabbis, we have this connection with Hashem, we have it with Torah and Tefillah, we have it with holy places, we have it with our children, right? In every facet of life you have Ratzov V'Shov. And the Baal Shem Tov was teaching us last night, or Saturday night, right, that the main thing is to find where you're always making progress, but you never go too extreme, right? You don't come too close to the rabbi, you don't get burnt. But also you don't go too far away that you're not getting any help, right? So too with your kid. At a certain point, you tell your kid what to do, and you have to. You would be a bad parent if you wouldn't, but also if you don't ever let him make decisions and grow himself, right? So then you're also a bad parent, right? There has to be this middle path. So now too, we're in this point where we just finished a ton of holidays. We went through Rosh Hashanah, Elul already, Slichot, right? 51 days plus of just jam-packed Kedusha. Now is the time to sit back and to contemplate what happened. What did we talk about?
What the heck just happened?
What were the prayers like? What was the vibe, the general vibe? What did I download? What did I acquire? What did I achieve? What did I understand deeper in my avodat Hashem? What good mitzvot did I do? What did I maybe need to work on, right? Everything that I could be, now is the time to let it come back in and sit down and settle in and make the true acquisition. And that's what we're going into right now tonight as well in the Chabur. This part of the book is called Lahayir et HaKatnut, to illuminate the constricted mindset, the small times like now when we're after the holidays and we're going into the winter and a time of constriction and a time of Yibur. This is the solution. In general, when you have a period of katnut in life, which again is a constricted mindset, a hard time, a period where things are not so clear, when you go through a period like that, which are very hard for the people of Rachel, the way to illuminate is what we said before. Again, we haven't learned this in a while because of the holidays, but the last thing that we said was that when I come to take upon myself to go to Shacharit, even though I don't feel like going to Shacharit, that has to be because I'm a Rachel soul and I need to find light. So in that process of me overcoming my own nature to want to stay in bed and pushing myself to do the right thing, that needs to be my light. I need to find the light there. For Leah people, that's how they do it naturally, and they don't even necessarily care about the light. They just do it, right? But for me as a Rachel soul, that I need light, so then I need to find light. And part of me overcoming myself and conquering my own desires and giving that away for Hashem, for a bigger picture, which is the light I want anyway in the most purest form, that should give me the light. That should give me the satisfaction that I need, the fact that I overcame the challenge, right? So that's the way, in the general aspect of all times of Katnut, that's what it is. That's the solution. And by way of understanding the importance of the days of Katnut and how important they really are, how precious these days are, by way of that, you'll be able to receive the light. Like Rav Torjuman would always say, ask the farmer, ask the agricultural person, when is the most important time of the year? The winter. When do you see the least fruit? The winter. When do you not see anything happening? Everything's underground? The winter. Everything's in the mud, everything's dirty, everything's messed up? The winter. Right? Only in the spring are things going to start to show fruition, right? But the most important time is that time of Katnut, which the Arizal calls the time of Ibur, impregnation, right? Where it's in the stomach, you don't see anything. There's not really a kid, but there is, because that's the whole entire essence of what he's going to be for 120 years is being developed right now, right? So we have to understand the importance of these times. And main way is by way of going deeper to find Hashem inside the current situation. And to drill into your heart, into yourself, into your head, that even though right now I don't feel any desire to do the Avodat Hashem that I have to do, and it appears as if there's no purpose of me even doing it, what kind of shacharit is it going to be either way? I don't feel like it. I'm not going to even be able to say anything. I'm not even going to show up on time. I'm not even going to do this. Why should I even? And all these different thoughts that a person could have or feel in the times of Katnut that causes him that, of course, if you're already thinking that way, obviously you're not going to feel it. Obviously you're not going to want it. Because that's the thoughts, that's the energy that's flowing inside your head. So that's what's going to get sent down to your heart, which is going to get sent down to your livers, which goes to your hands and your feet. You're not going to do anything. Right? That's the secret of why we have to run away from depression so much, because that's exactly what it is. Negative thought after negative thought that creates a cloud that doesn't ever allow me the breath of air that I need to grab onto one pasuk that could give me infinite light. And even though that's the case, the truth is, the light is never fully concealed. And what appears that way is just my imagination. The truth is, there is no situation ever in my life as a Jew that I will find myself without Hashem. Never. We've talked about this a lot, especially on Yom Kippur. We talked about this dveikut etzem, right? At the most inner core of all reality is that if you're alive, you're a spark of Hashem. That means you're immediately attached in the highest way possible to the source of all life, of all happiness, of all joy, of all renewal, of all purity and hope. There's no such thing as being separate. And you just have to repeat this to yourself again and again when you're having a hard time, when you're going through a period of katnut, which again, katnut could be a few minutes, it could be a few days, it could be a few months. And like Rav Levi Yitzchak of Berdichov, Zchuto Yagen Aleinu, his Hilula was Saturday night, Sunday, right? He tried to bring Mashiach once, didn't go as well. The yichud that he tried to do, they took his lights from him for 2 years. And they told him he was going to go through it. Your lights are being taken away. Imagine the biggest tzaddik that the Reb Nachman once, Reb Levi Yitzchak of Berdichov, had to go on a trip. He went into Galut and he had to go travel from place to place. When Reb Nachman heard about this, he says, I need to get my tefillin checked. Why? Because Reb Nachman would call Reb Levi Yitzchak of Berdichov Per Israel, the Pe'er, the beauty, the splendor of Israel. Pe'er is also the name of tefillin. If the tzaddik that's the Pe'er is going into Galut, there might be a problem with my tefillin. I have to at least get them checked. Right? So if imagine being on that level and losing your lights. Baal Shem Tov lost his lights. He had to go back to Aleph Bet. He told his Talmud, tell me Aleph Bet just so I can get back when he tried to come to Israel. Right? These things are super important times that you don't know what's going on there. You have to just repeat it to yourself. It's good, it's good. Hashem is with me. Hashem is always with me. And this will illuminate the katnut for you. And even though it's not a light that's felt in your emotions, right? You can't bring it down to your actual tools that you use to feel emotions. It's a knowledge. You have to repeat it to yourself in your head. Hashem's really with me. Hashem's really with me. Yeah, but I don't feel it. No, but Hashem's with me. I know it's impossible that I could be without him. It makes no sense at all. He has to be with me. That's the conversation you're having. You're not feeling it, right? Even though that's the case, you feel it in a makif, right? In this light that encompasses you, that surrounds you. That a person, you understand that this thing exists. You recognize, you see that that idea exists for sure, right? Like I can see that tzaddik is on a huge level. So obviously there's depth here into the Torah that I don't even know yet. So I understand that it exists, even though I don't have a relationship with it personally. Same thing. Hashem's with me. I don't feel it. That's my pnimi. It's my argasha, my feelings. It's not internalized. But in my makif, in my thoughts, in my ideas of what I understand the world to be, I know that Hashem's with me. It's around me, right? I feel this light in a general aspect, not exactly inside of me. And that gives you the power to push, to be courageous, to be successful in the katnut. Next part, la'ir v'lematek et ha'ta'avot, to illuminate and to sweeten up your lusts. This way is a solution that for one of the hard tests, the biggest test that a person has. And that's in general the idea of lusts, of ta'avot, of desires. And the truth is that the souls of Rachel, it's harder for them to deal with lusts and with ta'avot. On the other side, The main way to really overcome a lust is in the path of Rachel. Right? So again, where you're getting tried the most is where you have the most potential to be successful. What is that? The way of revealing the light of Hashem in a situation. So now you have a lust for something. What is it? It's just the klipa. You externally feel a lust towards the klipa, right? You have to reveal Hashem's light. And then when you reveal Hashem's light, you knock down the illusion, the optical illusion of the lust, of that thing you're desiring. So when something forbidden, a lust of that, of a forbidden thing comes, if a person goes into feeling the light of Hashem and taking pleasure and being connected to HaKadosh Baruch Hu and works on his dveikut and taking ta'anug in his dveikut, then from such spiritual bliss, right, then the lust for the physical thing is going to be nullified.
Can you give another? Does he give another example?
No, but we can give an example.
How you illuminate?
No, so this was just a footnote of introducing the idea. Now we're going to go inside. Right, the people of Rachel, our nature, or their nature, not to speak for all of us, but the nature of Rachel's souls is that they go after light, they go after pleasure. Right, they're pulled by pleasure, feeling light. And even more so in times of hardship, in times of katnut, when you have a double portion, right, a double test. It's a double whammy. One, you don't have any light, right? And two, you can't find it. And now you're also getting a test. Since the people of Rachel, they get their vitality from the light. So when they don't have light, then they're in a huge predicament. Like a person who nearly has no air to breathe for his body. Right? It can be strangling. You feel like you're completely cut off. And this causes a person that they get pulled very much to lusts. Because the Yetzer tricks them and says to them, you're going to get some light out of engaging in this thing. Go here, go down that path, and you're going to feel better. And since they really, really need light, they're so thirsty, they're gasping for air, then they're not able to overcome and to clarify the sheker and to get to the truth. Nice big footnote here. This also happens to the souls of Leah. This also happens to the souls of Leah, but the more that a person's soul is Rachel, it's a bigger problem. It's a bigger fire inside of them, and they need it more. They need to work on this more. Like this feeling of pleasure and light is like he said, like air for their breath. And you're not able to get through the test if you won't give it the proper vessels that are needed for such a hard war. And the stronger the pull is, it shows how much more that nefesh is seeking out light, seeking out connection. And then it should fall, right? It's reaching to lofty places. It's such a strong tava. You have such a hard time getting over that thing. It's just showing that you are so connected and you're seeking out such deep things that of course you're going to fall. And you need light so much, then you don't make a proper calculation in your mind. Is it beneficial for me to even chase after the light? Like we talked about before, maybe I need a shov right now. Maybe it's not time to run forward. Maybe it's a time that I need to retreat a little bit. I need to, maybe not retreat, but at least stop. At least just a little bit, take a little breather. Like a person who feels like he's drowning. So he grabs whatever he can. What's not the case for Leah's souls though. They have more power to test to pass the test in the time when they have a lust. Is it right for me? Should I do it? What's going to come out of me for this right now? And to understand that I'm not going to profit anything. Nothing's going to come out of it for me to get engaged in this thing right now. It's not beneficial for me. And then you'll understand the very sharp ups and downs that Rachel's souls go through. And how that same person, one day he's the tzaddik yesod olam, avodat Hashem, kivrei tzaddikim, flying nets, right? And the other day, boom, he's in tavot rachman litzlan. He's chasing after the craziest things. Because even when he falls, he's still seeking out the light of Hashem. He's only ever seeking out the light of Hashem. Sometimes he hits the target, and sometimes he's completely off. He's losing the war, but he's still seeking out Hashem. He's still seeking out a way to connect. ולכן, הם גם לוקחים את התאוות בעוצמה גדולה יותר. Therefore, Rachel's souls also take these lusts with much more power. They dive in with much more, energy into these lustful things. Because they live off of light. And then they want to nurse whatever they can. Because they don't feel good. They're not getting in their Avodat Hashem. They're not getting it in a holy way. They still need it. So then they go and take it from the Klippa. But the Klippa is always going to be lacking compared to any tefillah or any Torah that you do, right? So it's, I engage in the act once, and then again, and then again, and then again, and I need more of it, and it's such a powerful thing that I'm trying to nurse from, because it's not working for me in the holy way. It's always on such a powerful level. And just knowing this, that is the kaf zchut that can elevate a person out of that place. Right? Like Reb Nachman says, when you judge a person favorably, you take him out of the negative place and you start to put him inside the righteous place, right? Reish Pei Bet, 282, Azamra. Right? That by way of looking at a person and judging him favorably, you're able to elevate him out of the side of obligation and to put him inside the side of merit. So he's saying here in the footnote, just knowing that a Rachel soul is always seeking light. It's just sometimes there's a klipa that's covering up what they're seeking, and they engage with negative things or things that are not so constructive or very physical things. Just knowing that that's what's really going on, they're seeking Hashem and everything, that's already a kaf zchut that can take you out. And it can clarify what is it that you need right now. What is the proper path? Specifically, a Leah person that is Leah shetachat chinucho nefesh Rachel. Specifically, a Leah person that is educating a Rachel soul, aka a parent that has a super spiritual son or daughter. Right? You need to know, how do I deal with them? They're Rachel souls, and I have to be the Leah because I'm a parent. Even if I am a Rachel soul, in this relationship, I'm more Leah. I have to be that way. I have to set up boundaries. I have to get things done, whether I feel like it or not. Right? But you have to. Chanoch hanar al pi darko. Shlomo HaMelech says you have to educate the kid according to his way, so that he'll never lose the path. Never go off the path. How do you do that? You have to match him. Is he a Leah soul? Is he more intellectual? Can he get pushed more? Or is it a Rachel soul and he needs the hug, he needs the light, he needs the reward, he needs to get the prize at the end of the day. So you have to really, with knowing this, you have to contemplate and you have to see, is this kid, or am I, or is this person, or is my wife, or is my whoever it is that I'm dealing with, myself or others, what's going on here? Am I seeking out light, essentially the light of Hashem, but I'm just not able to do it in the right way? So maybe just knowing that, I'm able to pause, take a breather, and then open Tehillim. And seek out the same light, but there, and not do the thing that I was about to do. And if it's the case, all of the lusts are just seeking out the light of Hashem, but they're looking in the improper place. That's what it's written, V'chol makom muktar mugash lishmi u'mincha tehora. In every place, there's a connection, or like a ketoret, which is, ketoret comes from connection, right? Ketoret that is placed for my name as a pure giving offering. Because everyone's seeking out the light of Hashem. And whoever's even making a mistake, and chas v'shalom is doing avodah zarah, he's seeking out Hashem. The truth is, b'pnimiyuto, in the inner aspect, what is he really doing? He's seeking out the creator of the world. He's seeking out the source of his neshama. So it's coming out in avodah zarah. This, again, like Rav Yitzchak said, we always have to judge a person favorably. We're never allowed to justify negative actions. If the action was against the Torah, I can't say, oh no, it was okay. No. The person did, for whatever reason, he ended up doing that. He ended up being like that. Who knows what he went through in life? Right? There's a million reasons he could have ended up doing something like that. I can't judge him negatively. But the action that he did, mapitom, the Torah says it's wrong, Chazal said it's wrong. There's no way out of that. Right? So too, same thing here. A person could be doing avodah zarah. They could be doing weird things. What are they really doing though, inside their innermost aspect of their soul? They're seeking out a way to connect to Hashem. They don't have the proper kelim. It's the beginning of the Kuzari, for whoever wrote it, whoever has read it, right? Beginning of the Kuzari is mamash this was the dream. The king was giving over sacrifices, and God came to him in a dream and says, your desires are favored, your actions are disgusting. Right? It's like your heart's in the right place, but you're doing something horrible. So that led into Judaism, out of paganism, right? So it's the same thing with us too. What's the solution? The way that we clarified, illuminating the hardships. First things first, you have to get used to taking upon yourself kabbalat ol. There's mitzvot, there's things I have to do, there's a yoke that I have to put on my neck, whether I like it or not, whether I want to get up for shacharit or not, I have to do it. Right? It's not easy, and malasot, but this is the Torah we're learning. You have to make fences. You have to distance yourself with strong fences, the things that if you know you have a bad habit, you have a pattern that you can't fall into. And you have to make a courageous effort to not go after every light that you experience. Rather to sit and apply your shikul dat. Apply your mind a little bit. Think about this. Okay, right, this is going to be a Gevalt party. It's going to be a great Masechet, Siyum Masechet. It's going to be this, that, and the other. But am I going to make it to Shacharit in the morning? Is the light more important than Shacharit? Is it? Right? I'm talking to myself more than anybody here, right? But this is right. This is the first thing you have to do. Kabbalat ol. I have obligations. I have things I have to do. If this thing is optional, how much can I invest to it if I do want to go? Or can I not go at all? Or can I go and it'll be completely okay? That's lechatchila. You should find a way to make things work, right? But you have to think about it. Second thing, you have to illuminate the current situation and to not give the Yetzer Hara to trick you as if right now there's no such thing as light. You're disconnected. You're distant from Hashem. You're menudeh, right? There's a cherem on you. You're excommunicated. You're in karet. You can't connect. You're tuma. That causes a person that he needs to go after the lights of sheker, the false lights, the lights of vanity. Rather, he should know that right now, also in this hard time, in the time of a test, in the time of a hard time, yesh or, there is light. And so those are the two things, right? This is the solution. First things first, I have to take upon myself that I have obligations and there's things I have to do. Second is I have to illuminate the current situation, right? Again, every Jew has one question they need to ask themselves at any time. What does Hashem want from me right now? And that answer can be found in halacha, always. If you don't have what to do, learn Torah or pray, right? And if not, it's mincha time, it's shachrit, it's arvit. You just ate a meal, so now it's birkat hamazon. You're about to eat a meal, so now it's bracha rishona. You're eating a meal, so now you have to do it in kiddusha and not to doing stupid things. You always have something that's being told of you to do, right? There's always what does Hashem want for you right now? So in the hard time, first things first, okay, what are my obligations? Again, because in Katnut, we're never seeking to do big things. We're never taking upon right now, I'm going to finish all of Tehillim to get myself out of this situation. No. You're going to burn out. You're going to go even further down. Take it easy. What is my obligation right now? Second, in this hard period that I'm feeling right now, how can I find Hashem here? How can I connect to HaKadosh Baruch Hu from this horrible place where I feel disconnected, and I'm not going to let the Yetzer Hara tell me that I'm not actually connected? It's a lie. I know it's a lie. Now help me with my knowledge, even if it's a sense of a makif like we talked about, right? Where I don't feel it in my heart, but I know it's true. I sense it's true. And this happens in a few different shades. First, you have to intensify the fire of loyalty to Hashem and contemplate. I have an opportunity right now to show to Hashem my love and my loyalty. Again, Rachel souls want to feel the love, they want to feel light and connection, right? So right now, I'm having a hard time right now, I don't want to go to Shacharit. I have an opportunity to show my love and my loyalty to Hashem. That even though right now it's very hard for me and I don't have any light, I'm not going to leave Him. I'm not going to abandon Him. And by way of that, you'll gather more netzach, strengthen yourself, gird your loins with netzach, lenatzeach ba'azut dikdusha et Yetzer Hara, to be dominant over with holy brazenness over the Yetzer Hara that's trying to bring me down. That's one shade of it. Another shade of it is to illuminate inside your soul the kabbalat ol v'koach hanitzuach. The fact that I need to take upon yoke right now on my neck. There's a halacha that I have to do right now. I have obligations. right? And the ability to be victorious. By way of my knowledge that me standing right now in this test, I will be able to get a much higher level that I really want to get to. I love levels. I want to feel Hashem. I want to grow. I want success. I want feelings of accomplishment and of satiation, spiritually, and satisfaction, right? No problem. So right now, if I push through this right now, I'm going to be on a brand new level. I'm going to be flying. I'm going to have good lights revealed to me. And by way of understanding this, you'll have the light, a big light, and this satisfaction, because by way of knowing this and the overcoming of the situation right now that I'm going to push forward in, I'm preparing the next step. And I'm making progress towards the light. And I will receive light just from that. And a satisfaction already from now, from the time of preparation, like we talked about a few classes ago. For those who remember when we had this class a few classes ago. 2 months ago. And you explain to yourself, if I don't stand through this test, if I don't make it through this test right now, then not only will I not be ascending, this test is going to come back again. I'm going to have to deal with this at another time. It's either I conquer it now on this level. In my life, again, I'm going to have to deal with anger, right? I'm going to have to deal with laziness. But at least now on this level, if I don't conquer this level now, I'm going to have to deal with this exact level another time again, because I won't be making progress. I won't be going forward. So let me step up to the plate now. Let me take care of it now. And 3, you illuminate to your soul that by way of you strengthening your hatred for the klipot, sinah klipot, hatred of anything that covers up the light of Hashem. Ohavei Hashem, sinura. The lovers of Hashem hate evil. What's a klipa at its core? Something that covers up Hashem. What is that? Evil. And ma'asot. Whether it's intentional or not, it covers up Hashem. That's the opposite of what we want. And you contemplate to know that right now, they are my enemies. They hate my soul. They want negative from me. They're liars. They're cheaters. They're salty, dirty water. They're going to make me more thirsty. They don't quench the thirst at all. And if you live that, they won't be able to lie to you. They won't be able to trick you in the times of a test. That the klipa is disgusting. Like Rambam says, right? Like you got to go back to a place, same opportunities, and you have no desire to go into that thing again. That's when you know you're about tshuva, right? So it's the same thing. You have to know, like, I'd rather throw up right now. Like, just thinking that going to that place is disgusting to me. I don't even want to go there at all. Obviously, it takes time to get there, maybe, but when you're having a hard time, it's a time that you can maybe talk to yourself and say, this is really disgusting. Like, think about how nasty this thing is going to be for you, and you're not going to get anything out of it, and you're going to feel worse and not at all less thirsty, less hungry, less seeking. And contemplate how bad the klipa is, and how much pain it's going to bring, so to say, to Hashem. Because obviously Hashem doesn't feel pain, right? But how much, let's say, put it in this way, how much light is it going to conceal? And you give to yourself the light of loyalty to stand strong to Hashem through this test. And then you say to yourself, I'm from the lovers of Hashem. And Ohavei Hashem sinura. The lovers of Hashem hate evil, hate klipa. And then the natural outcome of being a lover of Hashem and hating evil is that you're disgusted from klipa. You're disgusted by anything that's opposite of the Torah. And mainly, another thing, strengthen yourself, that by way of you knowing and feeling with an inner feeling that Hashem is with me right now, even right now, and I'm like a baby in its mother's arms. And even if I don't feel it with my heart, with my emotions, it's clear to me that Hashem is with me right now, because He's giving me life right now. He's giving me existence at every single moment. And by way of that, you'll have this or makif, and you won't have to look for many different waters and many different sources of waters. You're going to have this well that's hovering above you, surrounding you with lights that you could be pulling down. And to strengthen this emotion, to strengthen this feeling, it's good to get used to speaking to Hashem in hard times. When you're going through a test, you have to be in conversation mode with Hashem. Specifically, you have to speak about the ideas that you're going through right now with Hashem, and you say to Hashem, Hashem, Avisha b'shamayim, my Father in heaven, I know that you're with me right now. And even though I don't feel it right now, and it's hard for me, I know that it's just a test, and you're just hiding yourself from me right now. But I know the truth is that you're with me, and so on and so forth. And then you feel how Hashem is with you. You'll start to feel it. This light will come inside of you, and you'll start to feel mamash, a presence. And even though you haven't tasted the success yet, you haven't gotten out of the situation yet, but you're not going to have this hunger. You're not going to be starving for connection, because you would have contemplated, and by way of your contemplation, you're going to bring this light down. Because you have the light of Hashem always with you inside the person. And by way of being successful in illuminating a time of a test, you'll be able to stand through the biggest of tests. From a place of taking on the yoke that you have to, Kabbalat Ol. Because when Rachel merits to a light, he feels it powerfully. Right? Spiritual people, when they get light, they get it. Like we said, that's what gives them their confidence, right? Leah people have a doubt, they have uncertainty. Why? Because they use their head. Rachel people use their heart. When I get a message, I know it's real, because I know that feeling, right? So when you get through the test, you're going to get a light, and that light is going to be powerful. So hold on. How are we doing on time? We'll stop here. No? One more? We'll do one more. It's obviously. So we have to take both of these sides together. Zohi haderech lechu ba. This is the path. Go on it. Anshei Rachel always need to hold on to two sides together. On one side, they have to get used to using the vessels of Leah, meaning the Kabbalat Ol, the doing when I don't feel like doing. Mainly Kabbalat Ol, right? The vessels of Leah always usually means Kabbalat Ol, right? Doing what I have to do without getting my emotions involved, right? Don't even asking yourself, do I want to go to Shacharit or not? No, it's time, I need to go. First things first, they need to, one, get used to serving Hashem without light from a place of Kabbalat Ol, of taking on the yoke. First things first. It's not about you, doesn't matter what you feel right now. Two, on the other side, you always have to take light and put it inside the vessels, inside the Kabbalat Ol. The Kabbalat Ol is a vessel, right? What good is a vessel if it doesn't have light? And since you're a person that's rooted in the light, so then your job is to use the vessels and then inject them with light. Because without light, Rachel people won't be able to consistently take upon the yoke that they have to for a period of time. You're not going to make it to Shacharit every day if you don't find light in getting up on time and being successful in getting out your house. Just that, before you even put on your tefillin and your talit, just leaving your door should make you clap your hands and say, thank you Hashem, Baruch Hashem, I found light in getting up. Then your Shacharit is already there, you should feel light. You have tefillin, talit, sidur, minyan, shul. The light should come off of all of that, but for Rachel people, you have to find the light inside the kelim, right? Inside the getting up, inside the making it out the house. And educators, they have to drill to them, or parents, right? They have to drill to themselves this knowledge and put it deeply, deeply inside the souls of their children or of their students. Again and again. On one side, you have to get over the lack of desire and the lack of light. And you have to develop the power of contemplation mentally, intellectually, and taking upon yourself the work that you have to do. Kabbalat Ol. And the other side, you have to show them and direct them how to find the light in any situation, in any time. And in every single vessel. Right? So it's not just you tell a Rachel soul, oh, just do the work, you're going to feel great. No. You need to give them a reward to get them going for the first 5 times. Right? Maybe a year even. Right? There's tons of kids. You see them in yeshiva. Why this kid, Dafka, becomes the teacher's pet. The Chachamim, the rabbis there, they know, if I don't bring this kid closer, he's gone, he's lost. Right? So then, yeah, and he gets away with everything, and he also gets rewarded for nothing, right? For just showing up, he gets a... Why? Yeah, he's not a Leah soul. He's a Rachel Sol, and he's a struggling Rachel Sol, so he needs the love. He needs the extra push. And the Yetzer Hara always, constantly tries to make a person fall on one of these two things. Right? It's either the working without feeling it, or the illuminating the like not feeling the success in the fact that you actually got up. That's a huge thing. If you're a person of light and you made a successful vessel, that's not your nature. You're not meant to be that good at doing that. You need to get better at it, but it's not your nature. So doing that should be something that's celebrated. And then you get your light that you're meant to be feeling. And you have to make sure that students and children, all of us now that we are students and children of this book and this teaching, it's a new teaching for us, right? We're just learning in this, we're just growing in this. You have to know that you're gonna get attacked on one of these two ways. You need both of them. You need to do what you need to do, and you also have to make it gishmak. You have to make it feel good. It has to be with light, even if it's hard. It could be retroactively, it could be beforehand, it could be during the process, but you have to inject the light. One hand, you have to be cautious, not to serve Hashem only with light and without the vessels of Leah, because you won't be able to hold on to that. The light is just going to leave you. And on the other side, you can't take a vessel without the light, because you're going to get dry. Rather, you have to serve with light and with vessels. But not just any vessels. Vessels that they have their own light. Right? Even your vessels have to have light. They have to be illuminated. And you have to get used to this kind of avoda. To always grab onto these two sides so that they shouldn't be separated. Like the Navi in Cheskel says, right? They shall be unified in your hand. The staff of Ephraim and the staff of Yehuda, right? Yosef and Yehuda, Rachel and Leah, they have to be unified in their hand. These two sticks are going to become one. And what were they? Sticks of what? Shaked, almond. What is shaked? Shakdanut, consistency, not stopping, all day long. Why? Because it's either I'm enjoying a light or I'm making a vessel. And if I'm making a vessel, I'm bringing in light. And if I'm experiencing light, I'm putting it in a vessel. They're always constantly unified in your hand. And that's the way that we have to go forward. Be'ezrat Hashem Yitbarach.